This is More with Less, and it's brought to you by Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. All right, the Nuggets season is mercifully over. These 82 games, they felt like 182, or make that 282. Look, I've covered a lot of Nuggets seasons, 31 of them to be exact, and some have been absolutely horrific, like that 11-win season back in 97-98. But for some reason, this past season felt really, really bad. It felt worse. Between the miserable failings of Brian Shaw, to unhappy players, to the trades of Mozgov and McGee and Robinson, to questions about who's really making the decisions upstairs, this season felt interminable. There were a few bright spots: the reemergence of Danilo Gallinari, seeing flashes from rookie Yusuf Nurkic, and replacing Shaw with Melvin Hunt. That lifted everyone's spirits a bit. And now there are some who say Melvin Hunt should get the head coaching job on a permanent basis. I'm not one of those people. Look, Melvin is a wonderful guy and has been a loyal assistant coach here for 5 years. The players love him. And unlike Shaw, he realizes you have to run here to win here. But Hunt is unproven, and Hunt is too connected to the miserable recent past here. Pepsi Center, from a basketball standpoint, needs a new beginning. My opinion, it needs a new culture. It needs a rebuild. The roster and the coaching staff need makeovers. Hunt was 10-13 during his interim stint. That was okay. And some of the players are vocal about their desire to have him back. But frankly, folks, that doesn't matter. Who cares what Kenneth Faried or Ty Lawson want? They've proved to be immature, selfish players who play only when they want to. They might not even be here next year. So management doesn't care what they think, and neither should you. Look, it doesn't take long to turn things around in pro sports anymore. You get a high draft pick or two, you make the right pick, you make the right trade or two, and you have yourself a playoff team again. That can happen with the Nuggets. This roster will look radically different next year. It needs to. And a new roster, again in my opinion, calls for a new coaching staff. With a young owner and a young GM, they need a veteran, battle-tested head coach with a winning resume. A guy like Mike D'Antoni or Scotty Brooks. Guys who also know how to coach fast, because you have to play fast here. Look, I talk to the fans. I know a ton of season ticket holders. Melvin Hunt is a good guy and a good coach, but he doesn't excite the fan base. And this fan base is dying for excitement. Hunt has been a nice stopgap when a stopgap was needed after the Brian Shaw fiasco. But stopgaps are a temporary way of dealing with a problem. That's the Webster definition. The Nuggets need a more permanent solution, a long-term solution. Get somebody here who's done it before, long-term. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you why Mike D'Antoni is that guy. And that's More with Less. Brought to you by Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. It's Colorado's #1 volume Lexus dealer, conveniently located at I-25 in Bellevue. It's right off the freeway. You just make a right. View current specials and a large selection of new and certified pre-owned vehicles, and you can see all of them at CooneyLexus of GreenwoodVillage.com.